Welcome back to the podcast. This is the Yappin podcast, episode number 33. Appreciate everyone for listening, watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We know that you haven't. We know that you could. We know that you want to, but you haven't done it yet. So make that finger, hit that button for us. Makes our day.
Sis. Subscribe, like it. If you guys like it or subscribe or whatever, he's going to shake some ass. So y'all better make sure that y'all be hitting that button.
And head over to the Spotify. Same thing as usual. Every episode goes on Spotify. Let's just get right into it. Today has been, let's talk about today because today is Sunday. I was having a great day. What did I do today? Worked out, hit the gym hard. I got like a little bit of a new routine. I'm starting to break up my upper body into like parts of my body, right? So
like chest, pull day.
Yeah, I'm not doing like a full. Usually I do a full upper body day, but now I'm doing a back biceps and shoulders on one, and then the other day I'm doing chest and triceps. So I'm having to learn like different exercises to do.
Hell yeah,
because
that's good.
I don't have enough of these specific areas,
That pushes you to learn different stuff.
Today I was kind of like did my normal shit, and then I was kind of experimenting with other shit. Felt good. Did the sauna after that. Weather was nice. Got a car wash, looking good because that shit was looking nasty. And then I was cleaning, doing my thing. All of a sudden, bring.
That's not how it's.
Hey, babe, what's going on? What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'll be out right away. And then you tell what happened.
So, I work on Sundays, but usually Sundays are like easy day for me at work, and I get off pretty early. So, luckily, I was just down the street from where we live, and so I was actually on a FaceTime call with my mom and my brother, and all of a sudden I start driving home, and like everything is fine at first, but there was one point where I just started like noticing like I'm hearing this like big like sound, like a bumpy sound, like boom boom boom, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm thinking it's like this crate that I have in the back seat, like just like jumping up or something, or like hitting against the door, and so like it's like making this noise. So then I'm like, okay, hold on guys, like I think I just got a flat tire. And like my mom's like, oh no, she's like, pull over. I'm like, but I'm just like almost home. So I like drive all the way home, and like I'm pretty sure I have a flat by this point. And then I call him and I'm like, hey, I think I have a flat tire. Like I'm literally right here in the parking lot of our apartment, but like I'm pretty sure like. And then like I park and like I look at it and I'm like, oh fuck, it is. So I got a flat tire, and then
wait, before you go on. Like, was I not telling you for like I've been telling you for it feels like a year that like your tires like,
yeah,
because I don't know a lot about tires, but I did have a flat like a few years ago, and I kind of learned about okay, now when you should get new tires, like you should get them aired up to this. I kind of knew how to replace it. Like this guy taught me, but it was like I don't remember shit. So when you call me, I mean, I'm not going to make you like figure it out on your own. I'm just not going to like sit in here and like be on my ass. I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, let's go see what's going on,
Well, I've had a flat tire before.
Cause you were racing?
No, I actually went to go pick up a coworker one day. She was like, this is when I used to work at the airport. And she was like, hey, can you pick me up? It was like super early. I go pick her up. She lives in Ankeny. And she was like, we were driving to the airport. She's like, I know a shortcut. And that's always how it fucking starts in the movies. Anyway, she's like, I know a shortcut. Just go through here. And like, I'm following her directions. And then all of a sudden, I hit this turn. And I fall into the biggest pothole ever. Like a crater, bro. And I was like, oh shit, girl. I think I got a flat tire. And like, we can start driving. And I'm like, I can feel it. And then she was like, I don't think so. Let me go check. So, like, I park, and she rolls around. She's like, oh, yep, you got a flat. So then, anyways, that's a whole other story. But so I kind of watched her and how she did it because I was never taught.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was no reason for me to learn, anyways. Like, I don't know. I just never got in that situation. Anyways, so now I call him. I'm like, hey, yo, got a flat. Can you help me like change this real quick? So we kind of both like remembered how to, but we were missing a few steps. So we figured it out, got it all switched over, and then now I was able to.
Got that little ass donut now.
Yeah, it kind of sucked though, cause like I was hoping that I could get all my tires like replaced today, but unfortunately because it is Sunday, like nobody was open and everybody was booked who was open. So I have to wait till tomorrow, which is fine, but it kind of sucks because I do work, so it's just like eating up at my day pretty much. So it is what it is. It happens. Shit like that happens.
So this is your second time?
Yeah. This is my second time that it has happened.
Like, do you think there'll ever be like a new invention where tires aren't made? Like, there's no air, there's like air inside of them. Like Joe Rogan's talked about like a water, like being have water in it or something. But I feel like that's even more dangerous.
That'd be
It could
interesting.
still be popped, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know. Plastic ones.
You know, like the wheel, like the tire, like the wheel was like one of the craziest inventions.
They should do it
allowed
like
transportation, buggy, horse. Like, imagine life before wheels. You had to walk everywhere.
it was like the Flintstones. It was rocks.
It was what?
Rocks. You've never seen the Flintstones?
What do you mean rock? They transport it with rocks.
Bro, he's never seen that. You've never seen the cartoon. The
No, what is that?
It's like this caveman family. It's a cartoon.
Okay, but what's
And
the
they
rocks?
live. So the rocks is like how they would drive their car.
This
Like,
is a fictional story, right?
Yeah, it's just cartoon, bro. Their fucking car, like their wheels were rocks.
Maybe we could do something like that. You never know. But yeah,
Limestone.
but it's definitely scary. Now you know. Now we know how to change that shit. I mean, we were doing it completely wrong.
So that was
kind of
my Sunday. It just kind of sucked. Like I did get off at a good time, but then like I had to deal with all that. It kind of sucked for him too. I felt bad. Like
No, I expect a payment for my my labor.
oh, like you
I
scared
didn't
me.
tell you?
Like
Oh,
I already
that's $1,500.
I already told him I was gonna pay him.
I was playing
bro.
Madden.
Why
Like,
are
you ruined my Madden game.
Why are you
That's
acting stupid?
$1,500.
I already told you I was gonna pay you, bro.
I'm being dead fucking ass.
Me too, bro. I told you that I was gonna give you
All right.
kisses.
All right, bet. I guess that'll do. That'll do. So yeah, so that's that. That's that day. That's today, actually. So
Yeah.
now you have
So that kind of sucked for me.
small ass tire on there now.
But it's like for some reason, like a flat tire feels worse than what it really is. Like it really wasn't that bad of a situation.
If you were far
Thankfully.
away,
Like if
you
I was
were
on the
far away or
interstate, that would
something,
really
would've-
suck.
That's happened to me. When that happened to me, I was on the interstate.
Yeah.
And like you just know something's wrong. Like you just feel it. You
Yeah,
feel
you
like
feel
the
it in your
wheel is like
car.
shaking. Like you're
And
not
you
no
hear it.
unless there is people that don't know. They're just dumb. They just keep driving. But I know I pulled.
You can fuck up your
I
alignment.
I was really close to an exit on the interstate, so I pulled over. I actually got off there was a gas station right off the interstate. I was so fucking lucky. Pulled over because I didn't want to just be on the side of the highway. I feel like it's dangerous. So I went over to it was like a Casey's or a Come and Go, and then waited for some help because I didn't know what the fuck to do. I didn't even know that there was a spare in the fucking
in the
back.
car. Yeah.
I guess every car had it, so we learned, you know.
Yeah.
A real man's got to be able to change a tire, right? Now I'm officially a real man.
That makes me officially a real man too. Since
You didn't
this
even
is
do
my
shit.
second
You didn't
time.
even do shit.
Shut the fuck up because I knew where to put
Dude.
the thing up.
I dented her shit
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah,
man.
he did it. Okay, he put the fucking jack or whatever the fuck, like in the wrong spot. He dented like the bottom. a
Okay,
little
but
bit.
how was I supposed to know what spot it was supposed to go
Okay,
in?
but I knew. I was like, that's not the right spot. And
You
then
did
he
not
was like,
say that.
Yeah, I told you. And you said it won't matter. It won't matter. And then after I watched the video, you were like, you heard the guy, and you were like, actually, I don't want to dent your car. I don't want to fuck it up for you. So you go ahead and put
The
it
real
over."
fucked up thing was I didn't loosen the lug nuts, and tried to loosen them while the fucking wheel was above the. So I was just spinning the tire, and then I was like, wait, there's something. I think we gotta put it down before, and then we ended up figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like I said, we learn from these things. We learn. Now we know for next time. Hopefully it never happens again.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully not. I got all new tires. I had to get them replaced tomorrow, so hopefully this won't happen for a while. But
Yeah.
you never know. Shit like that, you just can't control it, you know. So,
And
but it
then
feels worse. Like what I was trying to get at was that it feels worse than what it actually is. Like it
Like
feels so terrible getting a flat tire. You're like all bummed out, but in reality, it's like really not that bad. Like
yeah, because it's not that
yeah.
expensive to replace. Yeah, like, it could be way worse.
Also,
You
when
know?
it comes to car troubles and car stuff, I always get super anxious because everything that has to do with the vehicle is always so expensive,
Dude.
and it makes me like so stressed out. Like
It's the most stressful, other than like a child being injured or sick. You know, like a
especially
car.
for like my job, it requires
Yeah.
my car
Oh yeah.
completely, and like I cannot get to work and like do my job if I don't have a car. I need my car. It is a
Yeah.
must.
No, for sure. You drive a lot, for sure. You can't Uber to 3 different stops,
Right.
but yeah. So
So
that's
yeah,
that.
anyways, yeah, that's
But
that.
it could have been worse. It could have
It
been
could
a
have been
car
worse.
accident. It could have been totaled. And if it was your fault, you wouldn't get money
My
for
engine could
it.
have blew up. I don't know. Could have been. It could have been a bunch of different shit, but it wasn't. So
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah. So today was going. I mean, it's still a good day. You know, still a good day. We did our 5K
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Your first 5K,
Oh
my
yeah,
second 5K.
yeah.
I'm just
You
trying to
balling out here, bro. You don't
ball
gotta
number two.
ball
You know,
out
I
on
want to do
us.
like I want to get to a point where I'm doing like 3 a year, 3 or 4 a year, because
Wow.
it doesn't require that much training. And like now that
Mhm.
I've done it twice, I realize that like I didn't really train that much for the second one. Like I trained a lot harder for the first one. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to win or anything. I'm just trying to do my best. But how was your first experience like doing it,
Bruh.
dude? Because I think you told me afterwards, you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that ever again, Jaden. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, like, I did it for you, like, but I'm not doing it again. I hate running,
Well,
you
I
know.
did it part for
A
me
lot of people hate running.
too.
It's not weird.
Yeah. Well, my first thing, like, first things first, it was on my goal list to do for this year. And I take my goal list for the year very serious because I feel like checking off as much as possible. By the end of the year, you realize how much you have done and how much more you could have done because you have
Yeah.
so much time. Anyways, that's beside the point. Anyways, this was on my list, so I had to do it at least once. And this one came about. He had told me first, and I said no, I'm not doing it. And so then my best friend and her boyfriend, he told her boyfriend, and he said, okay, I'll do it. And then my best friend was like, I'll do it if you do it. And I was like, well, now I feel like I have to do it because these three fuckers are doing it. So
But you wanted to do it in October.
I wanted to do it in October
It's a big
because
difference.
of the weather difference, yeah. And just kind of like more, I guess, training, but really it's not that much training, honestly. Not as much as you think. I mean, if you want to go super fast, yeah, but anyways, so now I feel obligated, so I was like, okay, I'll do it. I signed up for it, trained, ran, did it. Oh my god, it was so fucking cold and it was windy. My fingers were numb. I have asthma as well, so that was kind of hard because it's like wind is blowing in.
Yeah.
You can't breathe out of your nose because it's runny, and then you're breathing out your mouth.
So
But then because I have asthma, it's like even harder. So it feels like I'm drowning and like wheezing.
it was probably
and
like
shit.
the worst conditions for someone with asthma to run.
Honestly, yeah.
So I knew immediately in the morning. I was like, I felt the wind. And I was like, oh yeah. Told her I was like, yeah, this is gonna be tricky. You know, just the hardest part about running is the breathing. Even in warm weather, like getting used to the breathing, because you don't really want to breathe like in deep with your mouth, out with your mouth. It's kind of a strategy, but when it's cold and windy like that, it makes it harder. And then somewhere in the middle, you stop being able to breathe out of your nose because there's just so much congestion and boogers and shit.
Yeah.
And like you can't really blow it out. So you're just breathing out of your mouth, and everything is going into your chest.
Oh yeah, your chest.
So your chest starts feeling like you can't
Tight.
get air in there,
Yeah.
and Really, that's the hardest part about
Yeah.
the 5K.
I didn't feel like my legs were tired or anything. The breathing part was honestly the hardest part out of everything. Even the cold, like it sucked, but it was manageable because you get hot while running.
Yeah.
But it was just the breathing that was pretty difficult. And
So
then,
what was your goal?
I mean, to complete it under 45 minutes, and I
And then
did 45 minutes. So
yeah. So like you started in the middle of the pack, right? And like
yeah, like in the
what was
middle.
the beginning like? Because that was your first one. Like the beginning is kind of weird. It's kind of like, what do you do? Like what
Yeah,
were you
I
thinking?
think
Like you were just
for
like, let me just stay
me,
close to.
well, for me, I think like I would never do a 5K ever again. But but if like I were to have some advice that I would maybe give for someone else is like maybe someone like me is don't gas yourself out too quick. Like
Yeah.
I felt like we were trying to I was with my friend, and she was faster than me. She was really trying to go fast, and then but she's also trying to kind of wait for me.
Yeah.
So I'm over here trying to keep up with her, and she's trying to cut in front of all these people to get in front. But next time, I would just be you do you, I'll do me, and for me, I would probably start a little slower, and then
How fast did you start? What was your pace?
I don't know,
You weren't like, looking at your watch.
no.
Yeah. So first of all, I would tell everyone to do the 5K. I feel like you don't truly know if you would like it until you do it. And in my opinion, like this, like I love competition,
Mhm.
and it's fun to me.
Yeah.
But I had a different approach. I wasn't looking to be the super fucking fast like last time. Like I kind of I went at a really good pace in the first
Mhm.
mile, and then I kind of slowly ramped it up
Mhm.
because I didn't want to That's the worst thing you want to do is gas out, then have to start walking, and then everyone's passing you.
Yeah.
And then if you see people pass you, don't feel like, oh, I'm going slow. Just let them pass you. Go at your own. This isn't
Yeah.
not really like a race. It's a race, but it's not. It's not like we're in the
Right.
Olympics or anything.
Yeah.
Fighting for gold.
Yeah, I didn't feel
But
bad or anything. I think I never felt bad. I don't really see it as a competition. I don't really get I don't know this. I think for me, I get competitive when it's something that I'm good at and it's something that I enjoy doing. This is not something that I enjoy. I don't enjoy running. I enjoy running for sport like basketball or baseball, softball, something like that. But when it has to do just running, pure running, I just can't do it. It's so boring. I don't even know what to think. I want to talk to people.
I think for me, I don't enjoy.
Just,
I don't enjoy
breathing
the
sucks.
physical part of it. I enjoy the competition.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't
I don't,
when I run by myself, when I'm training, just by myself, it's not fun to me.
But I don't get it. How do you get competitive by you see somebody next to you, you're just I'm gonna beat you.
I think you're born with it.
Like.
I think you're either born with it or you're not.
Well, I think you are, but I think it's also it's selective for sure. Some people are not competitive in everything they do, and some people are. That's fine. Some people are competitive just in the things that they like to be competitive in. But what I'm trying to say is how does that motivate you?
I don't know the exact answer. I think
How does beating somebody motivate you to be better and win or move faster?
It's not really I want to beat this person, but I kind of use it as motivation to go faster and really push myself. It really comes down to really pushing myself to be the best possible version of myself. When I do shit like that, I don't.
So you think that if you're slower, you won't be the best part of yourself, or if you let people pass you or something like that,
Yeah, I mean that would be kind of lazy to just go slow. Now I'm gonna go push myself to the limits, But I mean, you have it in you too, I think everyone has it in him in some way. But Michael Jordan was competitive with everything, golf, playing checkers. Like he had that same attitude towards everything. I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't know why. You're saying like, how does winning motivate? How does
Yeah, like how does that competitiveness equate to like your success?
if the
Because it's
more
like, because it's like you don't have to be competitive and you can still be successful. Like you don't have to be like, oh, I have to beat everybody at this. I have to be the best at it.
yeah, I don't
Or
know.
like, you know what I mean? Like, or is it
I
more
think
like a
it's like feeding.
competitive with yourself?
I
Like,
think it's almost like feeding the ego in a way.
yeah.
But
I think it's like good and bad. I think competitive is good if like you're playing something competitively, but I think if you look at everything as a competition, I don't think you are.
maybe it's a flaw of mine. Like yeah, I don't know.
Like
I think I use it to my advantage.
I think
Like
that's
at
good.
work,
Yeah.
like if I get competitive with trying to be done quicker than everyone else, like I've done that before. But I think you're right. Like sometimes it can get out of hand when you're like using it for an ego boost. You
Yeah, I
know?
think that is out of hand because I used to be that way. This is gonna be like, you might have to mute this because this is illegal. But I used to like race a lot
Wait.
on the highway.
Oh, we're good.
So
You're
I
kind of
used
like on
to
the right side. Can you move it a little, or should I move
like
the camera?
this,
I want you to like kind of be in the middle.
like this.
Yeah, that's good. That's perfect.
Like I used to race a lot on the highway. Like I'm sorry, mom, if you're watching this. This was a
No, she's
stupid.
gonna ground you. She's probably
I
gonna call you
know.
right now and put
This
you.
was like when I was like a stupid teenager, just like I'm cool with my car. My car has a V6 engine, so it's pretty faster than your normal 4-cylinder. I thought I was hot shit, riding around in this car. It's light, featherweight light. Like this car is fast. And like I would get annoyed if somebody would pass me in the highway. Like I would think that they're trying to race. And I would take it as like a competition. But those are the type of things that I'm like now thinking like that is so stupid because that could literally like cause you to get in a car accident, get a ticket. You could kill somebody, you could kill yourself. Like there's so much more to lose than to win. You feel me? Like you win by passing them up and you feel good inside, but then like
But
that one time that doesn't work and you fucking crash and you kill a lady and her kid,
yeah.
how good is that gonna feel?
That's one of those situations where competition is bad, and
Yeah.
that's why it's illegal because you don't
Yeah.
want to be competitive with racing. But now that I'm
Well,
thinking about it, I kind of look at life as a competition. I think everyone does because maybe not everyone, but everyone's trying to compete for the highest paying job so that they can have the best looking car, the nicest, most expensive car, have the biggest front yard. Like it's all about competing for as many rewards as possible so that you can take care of your family. If you think about it. Maybe it goes back to like the primal days where you're competing with the other villages for the food.
yeah, with the other tribes.
I think it's in our DNA. Like if you think about it, everything in life is a competition.
Oh yeah, because this tribe was like, we have the bigger pyramid, and then this tribe was like, we're gonna build a bigger one, and then this tribe is like, we're the scarier one. We chop people's heads
I don't
off.
think it's more. I think it's more of like competing for food and comfort and clothes.
Mm,
I think the competition probably brewed from that, and then
maybe.
eventually, then didn't they like fight to the death and like the.
Probably fighting was the first way, I think,
But
rather than like food and stuff
like
like
I
that.
look at like this is probably not good, but I look at like I compare my. I guess it's not really like competition. I'm just comparing myself to others.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people do, but I think you have to see your life as a 4-lane highway, and there's the fast lane, the middle, 2 middle lanes, and then the slow lane. And everyone's going at different pace, but the end goal is the same. You're all headed towards the same direction. And you might see, one car in the fast lane and he's going super fast. And you're like, damn, like I'm going 70, like why can't I get to that, place first like they have?
And like
But it's you can't compare yourself. Everyone's path is different and everyone's timeline is completely different.
like in sports, that's the whole point of the sport is you want to be the best,
Mm-hmm.
and competing against the other best to be the best to get the most money out of your job.
Mm-hmm.
In sports, like, I think in some areas of life you should look at things as competition, but in others you shouldn't. You know,
Yeah.
like I shouldn't be competing with my friend who can get the better car, or
Oh,
or the
yeah.
best apartment, the biggest house.
I
Like I
think
think
that's toxic, low
that's kind of
key.
toxic. You should only almost be competing
You
with
should, but
yourself, maybe. I
I
don't
feel
know.
like people like don't look inward on that because it's like you're competing with your friend, but if that's your true friend, you should feel nothing but happiness for your friend and be like, damn, like you really did that, bro. Like congratulations. I hope one day I can be like you
Yeah.
or get something like you. But you don't look inward. You're not like, damn, like, I should really get my shit together and get this
There's
job,
almost like
lock
some
in.
competitiveness can be petty,
Yeah.
you know.
I think
But
it really shows like if you really appreciate that friend or not. Because if you really appreciate a friend
yeah.
and you really care for them, you wouldn't see them as competition, or even a spouse, or just literally anyone in your life, your
Like I think
parents.
we've gotten into it before from being too competitive with each other,
It's always
I feel
basketball.
like we've gotten better at it. Basketball it got really bad. I don't want to
Basketball
get
has
into
been
it
the
too
worst
much.
one.
Wrestling,
Wrestling.
um,
But basketball was like the worst one. We've had like the worst
yeah.
arguments because like
and
I just play so physical and he plays physical. And so when you mix that up with competitiveness
I
and
don't even know how to explain.
kind of like ego, cockiness, and just like we both are, I would say we're both pretty decent. Like we're both like really we go at it. You know what I mean? Like,
I just like to challenge myself.
and like I don't let him just because he's a guy. You know what I mean? I don't like let him just run past me and go up. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna try. I don't care if he's 6 feet tall or 5'11", whatever he is.
So
Like,
yeah, exactly. Back to the race though, like. So you got your goal. You would never
yeah.
do it again. Your breathing
Mm-mm.
was getting crazy.
If I were to do it again, though, or if I would give advice to somebody like me, is go in the like nice weather, like summer,
Yeah.
springtime, around there. Maybe not summer because it's too hot, but like fall time is
It
really
was
good time.
pretty cold, even though like spring is right around the corner. Like
And it sucked because literally like the days before had been so beautiful. It was like
Yeah.
75 degrees, sunny.
But that's
gorgeous.
the weather. That's the weather right now. It's so up and down. I was talking to someone about this. Like
Sucks.
you never know. Like there's a chance of snow next week or this week.
Yeah.
Like you have to be on your toes. You
Good thing I'm
can't.
getting tired.
That's why whenever it is like 78 degrees, I'm like, okay, we gotta enjoy this because in a couple of days it's probably gonna go back down, and,
Yeah.
and it has.
Yeah.
But for me, for the 5K, yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I wish the weather was better. Obviously, I think I had a good strategy going in. I had a good time. I mean, not as good as last time, but
What's next?
ooh, it's the big one.
What's
Not the
next?
biggest one, but the next one is the half marathon. Well, I might do a 5K
Wow.
before that, another one.
You're
But
loco. You're crazy.
I know everyone I tell, they're like, why would you do that? Like you're like that's like I would never
Wow.
do that. And
Can you tell the people how many miles is a half
13.
marathon?
I think it might be like 13 point something.
That's a lot of miles. That's a lot of miles.
But it's not. I feel like when the first 5K that I did, I felt so motivated and like training and like losing weight and getting in shape. So I kind of use it as like, okay, you have a reason to go hard. Like you're not just fasting and doing all this for nothing. It's gonna pay off. And so it's fun, and also like I have fun running. Like I do have fun running. It's fun to me.
Wow.
But it goes back to like it goes back to the competitiveness, and even like when in school when we did the pacer test, like maybe it started there. Maybe because like I don't think they do that anymore, but like
They do.
they do.
My brother.
So like when
talks
you're at
about
that
it.
age and like the boys go, girls are watching, like you don't want to be the first boy out.
Oh yeah.
So like but nah, the half marathon is whew. That might be the hardest thing I'd ever do.
Yeah.
I don't plan on running the entire thing. I just think that's
Insane.
shooting for too big of a goal.
Yeah.
Running for 13 miles straight is like you're gonna be like you're like a pro.
How much miles would would be like recommended to run straight before maybe taking a bit of a
Recommend it. I don't know.
break?
I need to do some research. I need to really figure out how I'm gonna do this. I don't even know anyone that's done a half marathon to like ask questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I've obviously ran the 5K straight without stopping. I did it yesterday. I think you just have to figure out what you want your time to be, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I do walk, it's gonna be a fast walk, and I'm not gonna walk for like 20 minutes straight, and then probably a slower jog than I'm used to,
Yeah.
But
I just
I got a lot of time to prepare.
Running is not for me. I can walk, but
You wouldn't do it if the weather was like perfect.
no, it's just not for me. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is. I've never liked.
You weren't competitive at all yesterday.
Hell no.
What?
Did I look competitive to you, bro?
I didn't even see you until the end.
Well, yeah, but like I feel like if I'm competitive, like like I'm sweat mode.
But how
Like,
how do you get so competitive in basketball but not running?
No, and it's crazy because the basketball is like so much running. I just find it so fun, and I love it. And I think it's like, I wouldn't say I'm like an all pro or anything, but I'm decent at it. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I think it comes down to you like to win. You like to win.
I do like to win.
But with running, you don't care about winning at all?
No.
I guess it's like
I
pretty
don't give a
impossible for us
fuck.
to win in the 5K with 1,000 people.
Well, yeah.
Some of them are like...
I guess like winning would be like, I guess getting like being competitive with each other. Like maybe like, you know what I mean? But
like if it was a 5K but it was just us four, would it be different? Or you think it would still be like pretty, like you wouldn't be competitive?
I really wouldn't care. I just don't care about running.
Yeah.
I think it just comes down to that I don't care for it. I think if I cared for it, then I would like, even if I sucked, I would try to get better at it. Because you're never naturally born great at doing shit. You know what I mean?
Maybe I really fuck with running because I found that I'm good at it. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's it, I mean, I'm not like...
It's easier for you, yeah.
It's a little easy for me, I don't know.
Because for some people, it is that. Like, some things are just come naturally to you, you know what I mean? Like, running or, like, jogging, wrestling, like, fighting. Like, you just have that fighter's instinct, like,
and you've
stuff
never
like
been
that.
the type to, like, push yourself to the limits. Like, I've talked about doing, like, an ice bath, and you're, like, totally out of it. You're like, no, I don't want to do that at all.
I mean, I would in the summer, just not in the winter.
In the summer, it's just as bad,
Well, it's just as bad, but at least it's not hot or cold outside. So, like, when you get out of it, it's not cold as fuck.
Yeah, so that was that. I don't even think we talked about the 5K on here, did we? At all?
No, we didn't say we were going to do it or anything.
But we did do that.
It was fun.
It was so damn windy, bro.
It was fun, though.
Did that slow me down?
What?
The wind?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe it slowed you down a bit than you thought just because of, like, the breathing.
I did
so you
like,
have to slow your pace down.
The scenery a lot better than the first one.
Yeah. Well, I didn't run the first one, so I don't know what the scenery was.
It was kind of the same, same shit.
But it was cool. It was a good experience, and never will do it again.
Last time we talked about free agency.
Yeah.
And like literally right after we posted it and uploaded it, like 4 big things happened.
Yeah.
Devontae to the Rams was like the big one.
Yeah.
That we literally happened like right after we were done recording, and I was like, fuck, like it literally happened a couple hours after, and I was like, damn, we could have talked about that. So
and DK
initial thoughts.
The Steelers.
Hold on, let's talk about the Devontae thing.
Oh wait.
In my
Obviously, this was per Andrea'S Schefter. Me always coming up with the news.
You kind of have been like breaking all the news to me because I'm not like on social media as much as I used to.
I literally know in like 2 minutes.
Make sure he doesn't unplug that.
I have this account who is like very reliable, and literally like every like. I have his updates on my phone, so like as soon as they post, like I know these updates. I go and look. Yeah. 50 seconds in, like DK to the Steelers, like I know everything because of this account.
Yeah, there's a lot of accounts like that.
Yeah, man. So they're really good and they're fast. So
Devontae to the Rams. I think Devontae's still in his prime. He's definitely on the older side, but I think he proved last year going to the Jets that he can still be. It was a little weird, like, going to the Jets just because of Aaron and, like, thinking that you guys were going to, like, win a Super Bowl with, like... I mean, it was a good idea, but it's one of those moves where it seems like a perfect fit, you know, because Matthew Stafford's like still one of the best quarterbacks, one of the most underrated quarterbacks. Devontae, they're kind of similar age. Devontae gets to stay home. He's from there. He's from Cali. And they kind of like chose to swap out Cooper with Devontae. Like it's kind of funny,
much.
which you could argue that Cooper is better than Devontae. You can have that argument.
Devontae's
But I think
better.
maybe that the Rams have noticed something, a decline in Cooper's abilities since his injury. And they do have Puka, obviously, who's super young and looking like a top 5 receiver right now.
Mm-hmm.
So pairing him with like they have one of the best receiver duos now in the league.
Besides Chase and Higgins.
I think it's a win. I think it's a win-win for the Rams. I think
Yeah.
the Rams. Would you say they got better? But I mean,
yeah.
you think that Devontae is way better than Cooper, right?
I think Devontae is way
Really?
better than Cooper.
I feel like that's a hot take.
I don't know who is.
Have you not?
You're telling me you'd rather take Cooper than Devontae? You're fucking crazy.
You know, 3 years ago, Cooper was like.
I know he won the ring. I know he was great, but we're not talking about 3 years ago. We're talking about now. We're not in the past. I know both of them have been great in the past. Both of them have their great accolades. But currently, right now, if I'm building a team and they told me, you want Devontae or you want Cooper for Matthew Stafford, I'm saying Devontae.
And
you're fucking crazy if you're not.
I think they can afford to risk it because they have Puka. Like if they didn't have Puka and they were like risking it, Cooper Kupp and getting Devontae, like. But I see the Rams as a Super Bowl contender next year. I've always been on the Rams, like you know this. I've always thought high things about them, and like literally last year they almost beat the Eagles and went to the NFC Championship. Like they've literally been so close for years. They just won a ring not too long ago. Like this team, if they can get that, if they can lock in on defense
And their O-line.
and their O-line, I think they can make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that was a big one.
Low-key kind of trash, and then they traded away one of their O-linemen to the Bears, so
And
their
then
O-line's looking kind of weird, but
then
we'll
DK, that happened. DK,
Yeah, DK
well, that
to the
happened after we
Steelers.
posted this, right?
yes, literally as soon as we posted, that's the first one that broke out.
DK to the Steelers. So we still don't know who the Steelers quarterback is.
So we don't know who's throwing the rock, but
I mean, they also have a crazy wide receiver duo with Pickens now and DK. Two hella physical.
crazy.
You're saying crazy. Pickens is definitely
cuckoo.
crazy. I don't know about DK. DK is
I heard they're both cuckoo. They both are crash outs.
the Steelers, they have everything it takes. They have a crazy good defense.
They're just a
They
quarterback
probably
away.
need to figure out a running game now. I don't know who the running back will
Oh
be.
yeah.
And then their quarterback. I think Russ. I think they're waiting on Rodgers. I think that's it's either going to be Rodgers or Russ. If they can't get Rodgers, they're probably going to re-sign Russ
They signed Mason Rudolph.
as their backup.
Oh, so
He used to play for the Steelers. He knows the
Yeah.
system. So they're just probably unless Russ goes somewhere else and Rodgers goes somewhere else, they're going to rely on Rudolph throwing the rock to DK and Pickens.
I don't know.
I still wouldn't pick them to like go to the Super Bowl.
Unless they're thinking of trading up and getting a quarterback. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities there. They could go a lot of different
Bro, they would have
directions.
to trade up a lot. Like they're not even close to the front of the line.
Yeah, where are they? 20th pick?
They're somewhere,
19th pick?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Oof. I don't know.
I don't think that's a possibility.
I don't
I think
think
their
so
only
either.
option is Rodgers, which seems like it should happen. Like it seems like Rodgers. It's like Rodgers either going to go to the Steelers,
Or the
Giants, or
Vikings.
Vikings. And Giants makes no fucking sense.
No.
They're a rebuilding team.
Yeah.
Vikings kind of makes some sense, but
Maybe more as like an advisor for JJ McCarthy.
I think the Vikings want JJ McCarthy.
But I feel
I think the Steelers make sense, you know. But I also feel like Rodgers typically wants to like change the structure of the team around what he wants. And I don't think the Steelers are willing to do that.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's not gonna
I
fucking
feel like a lot of teams aren't willing to do that.
Mike Tomlin's not gonna let Rodgers do whatever he wants in that organization. That Mike Tomlin is the organization.
Mm-hmm.
He runs shit over there.
Yeah,
You know?
for real. I just don't see like Aaron like fitting in there. Just it's
It would be weird.
it's so like a tough like environment. Not saying that Aaron ain't tough. It's just a different kind of environment that I don't
would
see
they be
Aaron
okay
in.
with him going on a darkness retreat randomly in the season or like ayahuasca
Right.
and like
Like Mike Tomlin would be like, "Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck in the."
Mike Tomlin. Yeah, you can have a Darkness retreat in the fucking in the building. Not
literally.
not
Like
fucking,
he would just tell him to get to fucking work.
like.
Like he wouldn't be. I feel like he wouldn't take that shit. Like he would just be like,
Yeah.
"This is stupidity." Like he's an old school kind of guy.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like just. I
But
don't know.
as a talent, like the talent as a talented team, it makes sense because you have two receivers you could throw to, young guys.
Who do you think?
You have a good defense. You have the only thing they're missing is that running game. I mean,
hold on. Who do you think they would take, Russ or Rodgers?
who would they rather take?
Yeah.
Probably Rodgers.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who would you pick over those two? If you
Probably Rodgers.
Really?
I don't know. Russ he still has something left in the tank. I don't think he's good enough to win you a ring, but I think Rodgers could get there.
Yeah.
If their defense is like top 5 and they have a pretty good running game, which
But
that's what
also,
worries me,
They don't have the Steelers don't have a top pick, like top 5 or anything. But just because you don't have a top 5 pick doesn't mean that you can't get a good quarterback. There's been a lot of quarterbacks drafted who have been low draft picks. Like Jalen Hurts was a 2nd round pick, and it's like he's on a good team. He's already a Super Bowl winner. I mean, I wouldn't say he's elite or anything like accolades after accolades, but he's good enough, and he can run the ball.
And like drafting a young quarterback, it's not like the Steelers are like they can be patient. It's not like their best players are like super old, like they have some time, like DK and Pickens are still young. TJ Watt's kind of young still.
I don't know about their other defensive player, like who they got, Patrick Queen.
Yep, he's pretty young.
How are their corners?
Minka Fitzpatrick. Corners, I think they're pretty young too. I mean,
I don't know
Cameron Hayward's probably gonna retire in the next couple of years.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I would go with Rodgers. I think but also Rodgers to the Vikings makes sense too. You got Jefferson to throw to. You're gonna play in a dome for home games.
That's nice.
You don't have to deal with the weather, which I feel like Rodgers is kind of like that. He's kind of probably like picky.
Yeah.
I don't want to play in the snow. I played in Green Bay for 18 years. I deserve nothing but warm weather and turf.
Yeah, he gives me like weird vibes. Like I don't know.
But like the structure of the team, like if you're Rodgers, would you rather go to the Steelers or the Vikings? Like just look at the talent that they have. It's tough to decide because
personally, I'm going with the Vikings just because I feel like they got more structure. They got a run game. They got good defense. They got great receivers, good tight end. Like it's more solidified.
And they would probably give you more power to like call the plays on offense. And I don't think you're gonna get that power with the Steelers.
I think if he goes to the Vikings, he follows Brett Favre's legacy.
Yeah.
Green Bay to the Jets and then to the Vikings.
that is weird, huh?
Yeah, isn't that funny how things play out? But I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen there. I would hate to be in those organizations' shoes. I do not like Aaron Rodgers one bit, and I would hate to have him on my team.
Damn.
Personally.
Really?
Sorry.
That's
I know he's got a ring, but it's a different time now. I think he hasn't aged well. Not like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady went to a different team and won a ring. Like, of course I would want that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Aaron.
Bro, if he goes to the Giants, bro, like I feel like that's just like such a waste. But I think if the Giants are willing to pay him some like extreme amount,
I don't think they will. They didn't pay Saquon. What makes them think they would pay Rodgers?
I don't think they will either, but you never know.
Yeah.
Like if he goes to the Giants, like you're basically going there. Oh, you're gonna have to talk because I'm not on the mic.
Yeah, I don't know. I think going to the Giants
Can you tighten it a little more?
Would be El move for.
Like it would basically
Giants,
only be for the money.
It would be El move for the Giants, El move for Rodgers, because I think he's just trying to make maybe one last try to run to get a ring, and he wouldn't have a chance there. There's no way he would have a chance.
The only thing I could see is like if he has a house in New York since he played for the Jets and he doesn't want to move. But I don't think he lives in New York. Something tells me he lives in like Hawaii or fucking Puerto Rico or something.
Something tells me he lives in like LA.
Where he like gets high every day in ayahuasca, darkness retreat, some hippie town. LA is probably
like sense. By the beach, like close to the airport, so that he can catch a flight and go to Mexico and shit.
So
or whatever.
Seahawks making a lot of moves, getting Geno Smith, getting Cooper Kupp.
No, not Geno Smith.
Or not
Sam
Darnold.
Darnold.
Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, and then they already have JSN there, who's really fucking good. They're one of those teams where like on paper they have the stars. Like I just don't know. I don't think they're like a Super Bowl contender yet.
I don't think they're Super Bowl or playoff contender team, but I think they're gonna do better without Gino because of this coach. I think what they were aiming for was a different like kind of like player
Yeah.
and like a kind of different game plan than what Gino brings to the table. But we'll see how that works out for them. I think they'll be fine. I think Sam Darnold will be able to.
It's kind of giving like what, an NBA team that like just grabs a bunch of players real quick and like they're big names, but like you don't know if they're gonna work. You don't know if they're gonna have chemistry because they've never. What is it like?
It kind of is giving like the Mavs. I wouldn't say that big of a trade with Luka, but it's kind of giving that vibe. Like everybody's like, what? Like question mark?
Yeah.
Like what is this? Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like I was getting like Suns.
Yeah, something like that. Like just kind of like, yeah, trying to like piece up quick stars together and like see if they can do something.
I don't think they have a good enough defense to make any noise in the playoffs. And we'll see how they draft. You never know.
Yeah, how they draft.
But yeah, I mean Sam Darnold got paid, man. He got paid. And then any other big addition, like big moves? I mean,
trying to think.
After we recorded that episode,
I guess Najee Harris to the Chargers.
That's not a big move. It's not a big. You're just saying that because it's the Chargers, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, we got that. We got Mekhi Becton, Super Bowl champion.
Najee's still young. Yeah.
I think.
I thought you guys were gonna make a move for a wide receiver.
Crazy thing is though, people be disrespecting.
Wait,
Najee.
You guys did make a big move.
He's 1,000-yard rushing. Like he has 1,000-yard rushings every year. Like that's pretty consistent. He doesn't get hurt, and he was doing that with the bum ass Steelers O line. Now he's coming to our team with a better O line, and we just got even better because we got a guard from the Eagles, and he's fucking massive. Anyways, like
he's got Mike Williams.
That's
a huge move.
He's gonna be more successful. I know we got Mike. It's like I was telling him. It's like when you're asking your mom, like, "Mom, we want McDonald's." She tells you, "We got food at the house." You're like, "Bruh, this is not what I wanted, bruh. I want McDonald's." That was it's like we have $100 million in cap space and we can't get fucking Cooper Kupp at least. Like, come on now. Like, it pisses me off, but I know that.
Maybe you guys are saving for next year.
That's what I'm thinking. And I'm also thinking, like, I know how Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz are and Greg Roman, and they are a pound the rock type of team. So what I'm thinking is they're probably going to draft a running back in the first round.
I think Tyreek Hill's available next year. Maybe you guys are waiting for him.
Who knows? We'll see.
Or
I don't know. But my biggest thing was the O-line, and I'm glad we got Mekhi Becton. That was a big move. I'm really happy. And we have him for a couple years. We really
It seems like you guys
guard.
definitely are prioritizing the trenches.
Yes.
So offensive line, defensive line, running game.
We got a lot of like defensive line players too that are like underrated, like for depth. We got cornerback from the Steelers, like I guess a more older guy.
Like you guys aren't making like big splashy moves like some of these other teams, but you're making under the radar moves.
Yeah.
You know that could pay dividends. In
Our
the future,
draft last year showed us a lot too, that Joe Ortiz can draft really well. Our whole draft all around was really good, even up to the 7th round. Like we have 7th rounders playing cornerback, and they're playing amazing.
And the Eagles are proving that like you can draft players and they can make an impact immediately.
Oh yeah,
if you draft the right players into the right system
at the right time. Yeah,
like I think drafting is a huge part of winning a Super Bowl. You have to draft well.
Yeah,
you have to have a GM that knows how to draft, and Cooper DeJean.
I mean, who knows? There's still more time left, and there's still a few wide receivers out there that haven't done anything, like Stephon Diggs and Keenan Allen. Who knows? Maybe Keenan Allen, they'll try to get him on a couple-year reunion over here to Chargers. So who knows? We'll see. It's not over yet, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't spend so much money on a receiver, because I feel like it wouldn't solve our problems and it wouldn't get us to where we want to be. And I think that this is like really building the trenches. I think they're going to draft really well. And I think maybe within a year or two, we'll be ready for like a Super Bowl run.
I don't think that like it's not giving like, oh my god, we got to win now, like
No, it's
like
not.
or else we're not gonna win. It's like you guys are
Yeah.
really taking your time, making moves for the future, not thinking just in the now. You're thinking in the future. You know,
Right.
like the higher ups in the organization are probably giving John like how big of a contract did John sign?
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim, yeah, sorry,
I forgot.
like a 5-10 year or
I
something.
think it was like a 5-year, 270 mil.
I just
something
feel
that.
like he's the type to slow because he didn't like it took him 7 years before he won at Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not the type to try to rush things. Let's get the biggest names possible. So I think he's looking towards the future and trying to slow build it to the point where
Right. And he's definitely
and that's
like
smart,
there are also those type of people that they definitely believe in those type of players that are like just because they don't have the flashy name, they don't care. Like they will go for those underrated guys. I kind of feel like the Chiefs are like that too. Like a lot of the players like are not flashy names, but like you somehow they get like they're good, you know what I mean? Like when they play for you guys.
Yeah.
And that's the type of organization that I feel like they're trying to do. Like when they put on that Chargers uniform, like they play at a different level because it is the Chargers, or like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of reputation. And
I think to build a dynasty, like that, if you just go for the flashiest players every offseason, that's going to cost you money. And that what that means is overall, you're not going to be able to have the best team overall. You're going to have these flashy players, but like the Patriots, they never had the flashiest players. They built through the draft a lot, they got free agents when they needed. Same with the Chiefs, you built through the draft. You don't want to go out and pay a receiver $200 million and then not be able to afford any of your other positions,
That's the key to success right there, the draft. Drafting those good players because you have them under contract for 4 or 5 years before they're like eligible to go away.
Rookie contract, I think, is 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, like it's a long time. In football, it's a long time because within those years, like you're able to also sign other players to add to the team. So it's like if you draft really good and you're smart with it, you could really make a really good team. Yeah. And then the next year you draft a few more, add a few more with your money, and now you got a Super Bowl contending team. So being smart, and I'm just glad that we got, good staff now and a good coach and a good GM and stuff. But it hurts sometimes. You're like, damn, I want that flashy player. But you also got to think they're thinking about other things that we don't see on the surface.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad at least we got that guard because we needed that guard, bro. Justin Herbert always getting hurt.
6'9", 400 pounds.
Dude is enormous.
It's probably the size of your car.
Dude, and then next to Joe All, 6'8", 300 pounds. Like, they're massive. Yeah. Joe All, it kind of reminds me of, like a Lane Johnson, Mailata build. Yeah. Like, he just needs to get a little thicker. He's actually really
if you really
slim.
think about it, the Eagles are the best O-line, and they're also the biggest O-line. So it's like size matters.
Yeah.
When you're an offensive lineman, size matters.
Yeah. Now we just need to fix our other guard, our right guard, and our center. But our center, we just signed him for another couple years.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to probably try to draft O-line.
Yep.
Because at least maybe in the second or third round because they could kind of compete for the position type of deal, like those kind of things. But who knows? We'll see.
All right. Well, I think we talked about everything.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate everyone. We have fun doing this.
Heck yeah.
On our way to 100 episodes. You think we'll get there?
Oh, yeah. We'll get there by next month.
All right. I appreciate all the love, baby. Peace.
See ya. Peace.